Kia ora koutou katoa. I'm Dr. Paul Wood, and today we're going to focus on the process of coaching. So I often talk to people about when to coach, how to be when you coach, but what is the process you actually follow when you coach? Well, the most commonly used models are the GROW model and the iGROW model. A lot of people have heard of the GROW model. It's basically a simple set of steps to walk you through to make sure you cover all the most relevant information to give someone as much value as possible from a coaching interaction. The G stands for goal. What's the goal of this conversation? Remember, a key defining characteristic of coaching is that it's goal-focused. It's not just a yarn. It's not just catching up on the weekend. It's about moving someone from where they are just a little bit step closer to where they want to be. It's goal-focused. So what is the goal? Then the R stands for what's the reality? So what's their current situation, their contexts? What have they tried? What resources do they have available? What are the barriers? And then we move on to the O. What are the options? What are the opportunities? The things that they could actually try, the things that they could attempt to implement that move them from where they are a little bit closer to where they want to be. And then the W is the way forward. What will they now walk away and do? Now, a few things around this model, team. GROW is an acronym that starts with goal, that starts with G. But don't feel constrained by that order. A lot of the time when I'm working with people on coaching conversations, we start at R. We start at their reality in order to discover the goal, for the goal to emerge. So tell me, what are the things that you think you're currently doing well, that you're effective at, the strengths you could further build on? Are there any areas that stand out where you don't think you're quite hitting the mark? What do you think's required to move you to the next step that you want to get to? That's all about exploring the reality of someone, and from that, the goal can emerge. So again, the order is goal, reality, options, way forward, but you don't necessarily have to engage with the model in that order. And team, I can't tell you this strongly enough. The W, the way forward, is the key component from my perspective. Because if someone isn't clear leaving that conversation about what they're going to do now, then the enthusiasm from that conversation, it just evaporates into the ether once they leave your presence. They need to have a clear idea of what my next actionable step is. Walking away from here, what's the next thing I'm going to do that's going to have me moving towards that goal? Now that's the GROW model. A lot of us have already heard of that before. If you have, you're sort of sitting there going, yeah, I know that one. Boom, crushing it. But what about the iGROW model I mentioned? Well, here's an interesting one. A lot of people who go through coaching training and they discover the GROW model, they then end up in these situations where they're talking to someone and they have an agenda about what they would like the person to focus on, but they don't really know how to raise that because they think, well, in a coaching conversation, I should let the other person come up with the goal and the agenda. So I'll just start using the GROW model and just cross those fingers that their goal is consistent with my goal for them. The iGROW model is the way around that. The I stands for issue. It's the issue that you are going to introduce for them, and then you are then going to move to that GROW model in order to turn it into more of a coaching conversation. So, Paul, I just want to talk to you about your delivery on these reports so far. So what is it you hope to be doing in that space? How do you see things there at the moment? What could you be doing differently? What are you going to walk away and do? So, Paul, I just want to talk to you about the effectiveness of your collaboration with other members of the team. So how do you see things like that at the moment? You know, it's that idea that you're going to introduce the agenda, the issue, and then move into that GROW model. That way you're empowered to set the path for the conversation. Because if you're working as someone internally who wants to help others grow and develop, you might have your own agenda sometimes, and that's okay, team. So GROW and iGROW. Those are the processes that you can use, the models that help you step through the different areas that you need to cover in order to maximize the likelihood that someone will be able to leave that conversation and effectively progress and move towards their goal. All right, team. Aroha nui, big love, Big respect. Catch up soon.